All right, we're here with Mr. Manuel, and also, before we begin, do you mind if I close that door?
Go right ahead.
Mr. Manuel, how long have you worked or taught at PV, and what subject do you teach?
I've been here, this is my second year at PV, teach computer applications. I am the advisor for the Saga, the newspaper, and also teach world history on occasion.
Now, what inspired you to become a teacher?
Ironically, I was coaching girls soccer for about 6 years, and in doing so, realized that my worst day on the field was actually better than my best day in the office, and felt that I was actually making a little bit of a difference with the kids, so that inspiration inspired me into the classroom.
What would you say is the best part of your job?
The kids. One thing about teaching is you never know what you're going to get that day. Kids will either have a good day, a bad day, say something completely off the wall, and they just kind of stump you, and you go, huh? In that aspect.
Where did you go to high school?
Went to San Diego School of Performing and Creative Arts.
In one word, describe yourself as a high school student.
An enigma.
What is one book you think everyone should read?
First Things First by Stephen Covey. It's a book about you can have all the goals in the world and you can have all these desires and needs, but without the compass of life to actually direct you in that area, you're just wasting time.
What's the last CD that you actually purchased?
Hotel Costas. It's a down-tempo trip-hop CD out of Paris.
If you could spend the day with any person, alive or deceased, who would it be and why?
Probably my grandfather. He was like my father growing up, and basically was my surrogate father, if you wanted to say that. And I only got to see him during the summers, so when he passed, and I was about 18, so it was one of those things where you wish you could show him everything that you've done so far after this point of life.
So, what would you say is your favorite word?
Favorite word? Favorite word? Actually, enigma.
Enigma?
Yeah.
Why would you say it's your favorite word?
Well, enigma has different meanings, and like I was stating earlier, when the word enigma meaning riddle, it kind of looks at life in that aspect of it. You know, is your life a riddle? Can people figure you out completely? And there are friends that know me, and then there are people that just look at me and go, huh?
What would you say your least favorite word is?
Can't.
Can't?
Hate when people say that. I can't do this. I can't do it. Anybody can do something. Can't is just a cop-out word in my opinion. It's, I can't do this. I can't do that. Well, have you tried? Well, no. So that just really irritates me because there are people out there that have talent but don't use it, and they just say, I can't do it.
What sound or noise do you love?
I think it depends on the mood. There's different things, you know, when you're out camping, you love the sound of just the wilderness, you know, waking up in the tent and hearing the flow of the river and the birds and, you know, not to get all Disney on you, you know, little birds chirping, stuff like that. Love the roar of a football game. Love being out there and just hearing massive amounts of people. I went to the opening of the Superdome last year when they reopened it after all the fixing up.
Really?
70,000 screaming fans for 3 hours nonstop.
Whoa.
It was just immense. I mean, your ears were like ringing afterwards, but you just, it's that vibrance that just pools out of you, and you just cannot help but just go, this is awesome. You know, for all I know, it could have been a funeral on the field. But yeah, everybody's like cheering. You're like, yeah, that's the best funeral I've ever seen. You know.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Aside from nails on a chalkboard, which nowadays don't have chalkboards, we have whiteboards.
Yeah.
You can't make that sound anymore. Whining.
Whining.
You know. I don't care if it's a boy, it's a girl. It all sounds the same, and it's just one of those things. And not even to be the teacher mode and say whining, yada yada yada, but it's just whining in general. People who, if you ever go out with your friends and they start whining about something, not even trying to discuss it with you, and I have friends that are in their 40s that whine worse than freshmen and little kids. Like, you're 40, get over it.
What other profession would you like to attempt?
I've done a lot of them already. I think probably if I were to do something, it would be overseas. In Europe. Work for FIFA, the International Soccer Federation. Working for them, travel a lot in the world as far as, I'm in Barcelona today, tomorrow I'm in London, tomorrow next I'm in Berlin, do something of that nature. I've worked in advertising, I've worked in radio, I've done a lot of that stuff. I've had a great life and a lot of different jobs. But I think the one thing I would love to have done would have been to work overseas and travel, actually traveled and worked abroad.
What profession would you not like to do?
Cleaning out porta potties.
Same here, man.
My dad did it one summer because he just wanted to make some extra cash. And he came home and his arms were blue because I guess there's some stuff you put in there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, not a job for me. Don't care how much money, I am not going down there.
Do you have a favorite sport?
Soccer.
What's your favorite team?
U.S. used to have the earthquakes, but that's kind of gone downhill. England, it would be Manchester United. Spain would be Real Madrid. And for national teams, Italy.
What other jobs, as you said earlier, you've done a couple other jobs. What other jobs that do you think were your favorite jobs before?
Radio was by far my favorite. Working in the marketing promotions department, I was on air for a while, did background stuff, voiceovers, and it was a really cool job as a kid. Didn't pay the bills that well, but partied like a rock star, partied with rock stars. Been able to hang out backstage with Ice-T and hung out with the B-52s. Who else have I met? U2, Garth Brooks, Reba. Ton of country artists. Worked in country radio, worked in rock radio. Went to the Republican National Convention as a associate producer for the talk show I was working with.
Wow.
And met, who was it that was running? Bob Dole. Met Kemp. I've met Clinton. I've met Bush before he was president. And met Jimmy Carter's wife. I've met a ton of celebrities and hung out with them. It's just a really cool thing. Great storytelling, stuff like that. Like I said, didn't pay the bills, but a lot of fun with it.
Do you personally believe in the supernatural?
Supernatural meaning?
Like ghosts or aliens?
I believe that we're not the only people in existence. Is there something else out there? I believe there is. Have I seen it? No. I haven't seen anything walking around my house, unless my cat's doing something weird. She puts on the sheet.
What's the worst excuse you've received while at school?
Which one tops? I've had kids blame their parents. I've had kids blame me for not conveying the time.
Say what?
Yeah, I've had them go, well, you didn't tell me that I had homework. It's in the book. Come on. They have calendars. And that's the thing, is like, well, open your calendar up. I think the worst excuse is I forgot to turn it in. And I sit there and go, if you're gonna do the work, turn it in. I mean, it'd be like me coming in here and teaching and keep the paycheck. No, that's your payment for it. So.
And last but not least, I had this since like day one, okay? O.J. Simpson. Guilty, innocent, or good with toast?
Are we talking Vegas OJ, or are we talking LA OJ?
Throughout O.J. Just throughout O.J. Like,
Guilty and excellent with toast.
And O.J. is so guilty.
But a good lawyer.
Yeah.
Because if it don't fit, you got to acquit.
All right, well, thank you for your time.
Thank you.